My ambitious and responsible Capricorn friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. A Capricorn, this week opens with a quiet friction between your certainty and your yearning. You feel it in the pauses between tasks, in those moments when everything is still. Yet something inside you stirs. There's pride in your accomplishments, of course. You have worked hard, built your world, and kept your promises. Still, beneath all the things you hold together, there's a restlessness, a subtle pulse that asks if this is really all there is. You might notice yourself searching for a spark, even when you're busy. It isn't dissatisfaction so much as a suspicion that something more is possible. You carry the weight of responsibility, but there's an undercurrent that wants gentler air, a change, a breath of something new. It lingers at the edge of your awareness, not loud but persistent. You don't say it aloud. Maybe you don't have words for it yet, but it's there. A quiet, almost hopeful tension between the comfort of what you know and the curiosity of what you haven't yet tried. This is the atmosphere you find yourself moving through as the week begins, and it's more than just mood. It's the seed of real movement. With this inner current, the Page of Wands enters as an echo of your unspoken longing. There's a part of you, perhaps younger, perhaps simply more daring, that keeps glancing toward the horizon. You might notice it in small surges of energy, a fleeting urge to start something new, to send an idea out into the world before it's fully formed. This isn't about recklessness. It's about the honest desire to feel alive, to stretch just beyond your usual boundaries. It's not always easy for you. Change and novelty can feel risky when you've worked so steadily to create security. Yet this week, you notice a subtle itch for inspiration. You might find yourself daydreaming, letting your mind wander. You might catch yourself doodling in the margins, opening a fresh notebook, or simply wondering what would happen if you let yourself be a little less careful. There's a sense of possibility that feels both exciting and unnerving. It makes your heart beat a little faster, even if you're not sure what you'll do with it yet. Emotionally, you may feel a gentle tug of war. Part of you wants to keep everything in order, not to risk what you've built. Another part wants to play, to experiment, to speak a truth you usually keep quiet. This can bring a kind of tension, a restlessness that isn't quite frustration but isn't entirely comfortable either. You might wonder if you're being foolish for entertaining these urges, but deep down you know this is not about abandoning your responsibilities. It's about letting a new possibility breathe, even if only for a moment. The Page of Wands doesn't demand a leap. It simply asks for attention, for a willingness to acknowledge what you want, even if you're not yet ready to act on it. As you sit with this energy, notice where your mind drifts when nothing is required of you. There, in those small spaces, your true longing makes itself known. That longing, quiet but insistent, doesn't stay contained. It moves you gently into the week ahead. The restlessness within you, the urge for something new, begins to color how you perceive even the most ordinary routines. You find yourself questioning what you take for granted, noticing the small ways your days could be different. This isn't a rebellion, but a soft invitation. The inner state you carry acts like a seed, pushing up through the soil of your everyday life. What starts as a private yearning begins to show itself in how you move, what you notice, and what you allow yourself to imagine is possible. As your week unfolds, the landscape around you shifts. The Empress steps onto your path, inviting both ease and challenge. There is a new pressure building, not urgent but undeniable. Life seems to offer more softness, more beauty, even as it asks you to stay present with your responsibilities. You might notice opportunities for comfort or pleasure, moments to rest, or even a chance to nurture someone or yourself in a way you usually don't allow. But alongside that softness, there's a friction, the pull between your urge to expand and your instinct to hold steady. Events this week may carry a certain momentum. Things that have felt stagnant start to move gently but persistently. You may find yourself drawn to new ideas, new people, or even just a new way of approaching the familiar. At the same time, there's a pressure to remain grounded, to honor what you already have. The Empress isn't just about abundance, she's about presence. She asks you to notice what's blossoming and to recognize how your own energy, your willingness to be open, shapes what grows around you. You may feel the friction between wanting to indulge and wanting to protect, between the desire to create and the habit of conserving. This isn't a conflict to solve, but a dance to experience. The more you notice the richness of what's already here, the more you feel the urge to share it, to let it expand beyond your usual borders. Yet every step forward brings a reminder of what you might risk. That, too, is part of the path. You may sense this week that the world is quietly asking you to soften, to notice the small joys, to open a little more than you usually do. At the same time, you may feel the limits of your comfort zone more clearly. Events may unfold in ways that highlight both what you have and what you want. There's a natural tension between ease and effort, between nurturing yourself and stretching into new territory. The Empress does not push you, but she does not let you settle for less than what feels nourishing. The choices you make now are shaped by your willingness to honor both your need for security and your longing for growth. The path ahead is not about abandoning one for the other, but about finding a rhythm that lets both exist together. The possibility of growth, real, lasting growth, depends on how you meet this moment. It's not automatic. It asks for your awareness, your willingness to be present with the full complexity of what you feel. If you move through this week on autopilot, the tension between safety and expansion might simply become background noise. But if you pause, if you let yourself notice both the comfort and the restlessness, a new way forward reveals itself. Your potential is not just a product of circumstance. It's something you shape by being conscious, by choosing to engage with what's uncomfortable as well as what's familiar. This is not always easy, but it is always possible. The Four of Pentacles makes itself known as your potential for the week. This is the energy of holding, and of learning the difference between healthy boundaries and unnecessary walls. There's a real invitation here, to examine what you clutch tightly, and to consider whether some of it might be ready to shift. Growth does not mean letting go of everything you treasure. It does mean looking honestly at what you protect out of habit, and what you hold because it truly matters. This week offers a chance to feel the security you've built, to recognize how it serves you, and to notice where it might keep you from experiencing something richer. It's a gentle, lived question. If you loosen your grip even a little, what might flow into your life? The Four of Pentacles does not ask for recklessness. It simply invites you to notice where your own caution serves you and where it might hold you back. In practical terms, this could be as small as letting someone else help you, as simple as allowing yourself a treat without guilt, or as meaningful as sharing an idea that feels vulnerable. The invitation is not to abandon your boundaries, but to let them breathe. There is strength in knowing what you need. There is also growth in recognizing when you're ready for something more. This week, your potential lies in that space, in the willingness to honor what you have built, while making room for what wants to come in. Looking back over these energies, a picture emerges. The Page of Wands stirs your longing for something new, reminding you that life is bigger than the routines you know. The Empress brings both beauty and tension, showing you how your own openness creates an environment where growth is possible, even if it feels risky. The Four of Pentacles invites you to hold what matters, but to question the impulse to grip too tightly to what's familiar. Together, these energies create a landscape that is both fertile and challenging, a place where you can rest in your strengths, but also invite a gentle expansion. If you feel torn between comfort and curiosity this week, remember that both have value. You do not need to choose one at the expense of the other. Your longing for something more is not a threat to what you've built. It is a sign that you are alive, attentive, and willing to keep growing. Let yourself notice the richness of where you are, and let that richness be the ground from which something new can grow. Whatever unfolds, you are not starting from nothing. You are expanding from a place of strength, and the process can be both safe and exciting. There is reassurance in knowing that you can meet new possibilities without abandoning what matters most to you. You are allowed to want more, and you are allowed to take your time. Actionable insights for Capricorn this week. Let yourself linger in moments that feel easy, even if you're not used to it. Try sharing a small idea or hope with someone you trust. Notice where holding on tightly begins to feel tiring, and let yourself relax your grip just a little. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am safe where I stand right now. My curiosity is a sign of my strength. I can hold what matters and still open to more. Each day I become more comfortable with change. I trust myself to grow without losing what I love. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.